Ani-Ngene, so much has been said and so much seems to be making news about Ani-Ngene. What seems to be happening?
Well, the issue with Ani-Ngene, talking about the government forest reserve area in the Ubolu, Ela, and Akukibo axis, is actually something that is worrisome in view of the fact of the attitude of the investors and then the Ministry of Environment that is actually in charge of that forest. Our firm was engaged to look into the plight and possibly see how they can get have a remedy. The farmers, the local farmers there. We visited there, and we in the course of our investigation, we discovered that these settlers have been tenants there since 1978 under the then Bender State Ministry of Environment. They were given there by the government, and they've been tenants to the Ministry of Environment. They have been contributing tremendously to the economic well-being of that area, particularly Asaba. Ubon is referred as the food basket of the state capital. The settlers, the community, numbering about 1,000 of them, they woke up one morning, only to see that their vast expanse of land they farm were being destroyed by the investor. They got to know as Noseworthy Investment Limited, in conjunction with the Ministry of Environment, without any prior notice. And I think that is that is very, very wrong on the part of the government to do that to our people. The essence of government anywhere in the world is the welfare and happiness of our citizens. Yes, the question is not the issue of ownership of the land, but I mean, it's inhuman, you know, to imagine the level of destruction of large expanse of farmland. All the reason given is because they acquired it for farm purposes, which is not clear to me what they intend to do. But we have a petition already before the governor, Governor Fanyokoa, and I would believe that. He's a governor that has ears and listens to the people. He's not I don't consider this government anyway to be a repressive government. So we are calling on the executive governor of Delta State to look into this issue. We have a petition before him already, and we believe that he will do the needful by directing the ministry involved in this particular menace. The farmers are being subjected to untold hardship. This is a government that prides itself with programs in agriculture. As a matter of fact, I'm aware that this government has supported local farmers tremendously, and I don't see them also to be the one to go to the extent of subjecting these same farmers to untold hardship by depriving them of their source of livelihood. You know, we believe that the governor will listen to us, and he would treat this petition dispassionately. And then all the people are asking is to come to a round table with them, discuss with them, give them reasonable period of time, say a year or thereabout, to enable them to harvest their crops, you know, and then also compensate them. They have been farming on that land since paying rents to the government since 1978. I don't think it will be fair it's to displace them just like that. I think it will be very, very unfair, considering the fact that when you hear civil servants in Delta State going to Ubolu to go buy food stuff, particular farm fresh produce, these farmers are the ones responsible for that. You know, so I think the government should look into this matter as a matter of urgency to avert needless litigation and also to avert needless crisis that may erupt because of this, because it's a clear case of oppression by Noseworthy Company or Investment Limited or whatever the name they call them. I think they should quickly call these farmers to a dialogue. Dialogue should be the way out at this moment.
If To forestall this crisis, is there anything you feel from the legal point of view that the government, that's the Ministry of Environment per se now, and the noteworthy investment or corporation would have done to?
Yes, very well. In line with best global practices, issues of acquisition of land, there are procedures. But you see, ordinarily, adequate notice should have been given, rather than just throwing a backdated notice at them and asking them to vacate within the next 7 days or 1 month thereabout. That is not proper. They ought to have been given adequate notice, inform the community that they want to take over this land. They want to see how they're going to benefit from the investors that are coming in and all that and all that. That was not done. The Ministry of Environment, who is their landlord, ought to have actually given. I'm not going to hold noteworthy investment company responsible for this. It is the Ministry of Environment, the Honorable Commissioner of Environment, ought to have directed through the appropriate department to issue proper notice and call these farmers, hold a meeting with them, tell them what's about to come, so that they can prepare. You know, this should not be allowed in the civilized world, particularly a state such as Delta State. I think we shouldn't be seen doing this kind of a thing. It's quite repressive.
In specific terms, what are the exact demands of the people, your clients?
The demand is clear. Give them adequate notice, say 1 to 2 years or thereabout. Pay them reasonable compensation for the destruction of those crops and then for displacing them. You see, if you look at Chapter 2 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, it talks about fundamental objectives and directive principle of state policy. If you look at particularly Section 14 of that provision, it talks about that sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom government through its constitution derives all its powers and authority. Particularly sub B, the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. The whole essence and purpose of government is the welfare, the happiness, the joy of the people. That is all. Whatever policy government wants to implement, it must be centered on the good of the human beings, the people. The people. That's what makes a country. It's the people. So that is what. So the demand is clear. Pay them adequate compensation. Displacing them, they have been tenants since 1978, contributing so much to the economic development of Delta States. Pay them that compensation, and then possibly, if you have alternative place for them, but these are issues that can be discussed on a round table, and that's why we want to discuss with them. They should stop further destruction of their farmland. It's unjust, it's unfair, and I know that our governor, the people's governor, will not tolerate this. So I call on those who are responsible for this to quickly stop this action. It's inhuman. It should not be seen happening in a place like Delta State, not to talk of the state capital.